Hey guys, welcome back for another video for the Clone Wars. And I see Darth Sidious, or shall I say the Emperor, is joining us for this video.
The Emperor has joined the Ludybros today.
And in this episode, we have Season 7, Episode 11, Shattered.
Yep.
So, big bro, the dark side is very strong at this point, isn't it?
Yes, it's very strong, very strong. I can feel it. I've been feeling it growing in power, and finally it is time for the Sith to reclaim the galaxy. Once more, the Sith shall rule the galaxy. And then we'll have yeah, man, it's finally happened. Order 66 is executed. Let's go ahead and let's talk about it. Ahsoka Tano, she's captured Maul. She's bringing him back to Coruscant. Hopefully she's gonna bring him back, and they're going to make him answer for some of his crimes. But it's time for Order 66 to take place. So, I mean, now that we're seeing them coming back on their way to Coruscant, what do you think about, with Order 66 being executed right at that moment, with all this stuff happening between Ahsoka and Maul?
Well, what was really cool before they even, start heading on the way, we get that scene from Revenge of the Sith, from Mace Windu and the Jedi Council. I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi. The dark side of the Force surrounds the Chancellor. And I thought that was really, really cool. And I thought also cool before they even got there, Rex tells Ahsoka that he's got in contact with the Jedi Council, and then she asked if Anakin was there, and he said he was there before I left. And I thought that was really cool. So, like, right before Anakin leaves to go tell the Chancellor about Obi-Wan Kenobi's progress, we then comes in Ahsoka, and I was like, wow, they just missed each other by a hair of a second. And then she goes in and tells the council that she's captured Maul, and they're going to be delivering her to Coruscant, or delivering him to Coruscant. And she says she did her duty as a citizen, and Yoda says, not as a Jedi, and she says, no, not yet. So it kind of gives you the feeling, well, hey, maybe she could come back to being a Jedi or down the line, or something like that. And then excuse me. Then we go into, Mace Windu tells Ahsoka that Anakin's gone to see the Chancellor because she wanted to talk to him about what Darth Maul said about him when she was there, to potentially save him from, going to the dark side. But because Mace Windu was a bit, mean to her in this part where he goes, sorry, citizen, that concerns the council. Those are things about the council. Because and I felt like, you guys wronged, or Mace Windu really, you wronged her by throwing her out of the Jedi Order out of false accusations, and now you're just gonna act like, she's done you this deed where she's brought in Darth Maul, and now you're gonna treat her like that. I thought that was like, wow.
Well, it's the hubris. I mean, we've talked about it before. We've talked about how the hubris of the Jedi, the pride of the Jedi, which they do have, the arrogance of the Jedi, which they do have. And if you don't want to attribute it to all the Jedi, like you just said, you touched upon Mace Windu, he's got it. I mean, he's a no-nonsense type of guy, and it comes off, borderline arrogance, in a lot of different ways. That's how it's viewed. The relationship between Anakin and Mace Windu is one of the big issues for why Anakin fell to the dark side in the first place. If you think about it, in Episode 3, the whole scene of him, Anakin being put onto the council by Palpatine, which was a move by the Emperor, and then what happens? He's denied the rank of Master. By who? Mace Windu. And they've had this relationship where, even if you go all the way back to Episode 1, Anakin Skywalker is a young boy, and he's coming into the council chamber to take the test to see if he's going to become a Jedi. Mace Windu is the one giving him the test, and then who's the one who says he's not going to be trained? It's Mace Windu. So their relationship had been strained the whole time. Their relationship has been strained, and this is something that is now coming full circle, because now not only has that strained relationship taking its toll on Anakin, but you see Ahsoka looking at Windu like, okay, like you just said, I just did this huge thing for you that nobody else could do. Kenobi never brought him in. No, none of the other Jedi brought him in. I'm the one in single-handed combat too. Who went to war with Maul, and now I've got him, and I'm bringing him back. To answer. I think that's a crucial telling point of what was going on with the Jedi, and at this time the Jedi are defeated. The Jedi are defeated in this episode. May not be permanent, but they're defeated in this episode.
Yeah.
So I think that one of the main things. What did you think about the dynamic between Rex and Ahsoka right before the order is given, and then how do you feel about him being able to fight it off for as long as he did? I want to hear your viewpoint on that.
Well, the relationship, like you said, she's been fighting with Captain Rex since she was, a little Padawan for 3 years. And, just their relationship is it's as close as it is with Anakin, essentially. And then like that beginning scene when she's walking up into the bridge and all this clones are saluting her. And it's just like, wow, and in a few moments, they're about to try and kill her. Mm-hmm. And then, and then Rex goes into like, Ahsoka says, being trained as a Jedi, we were taught to be keepers of the peace, not soldiers. But all I've ever been since I was a Padawan was a soldier. And she, started to see, with the war coming to an end, she could see, the Jedi are basically a military force right now. Yeah. And who's to say if Sidious's plan doesn't go down, if the Jedi are going to go back to being peacekeepers or, a different version of the Sith, sort of speak.
Yeah, but, that's a great viewpoint. That's a great viewpoint.
Yeah. And another thing, Rex goes into saying, well, I mean, that's what gives us mixed feelings, but, without this war, we wouldn't exist. And basically that's what I'm saying, I know a lot of stuff has happened, a lot of bad stuff has happened, but, without it, we wouldn't have met, we wouldn't have been friends, and such and so forth. And she's like, and then Ahsoka says, you wouldn't have had a friend like him before, and, they salute each other. And I was like, what, this is really nice. But
yeah, that's a nice moment. That's a nice moment between the two of them. I do feel, I guess if you want to say that Rex is different, he's a cut above the average clone. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to give him the ability to fight off Order 66 for as long as he did, because he had her lined up in his sights. You see the tears in his eyes. He's doing everything he can not to, execute that order. And I think it's just because he was a cut above. But I'm very interested to see, will Rex ever show his face to Darth Vader after this? That's something that I am eager and anticipating on the edge of my seat. I'm really wondering if those two are going to have any more interactions after these events unfold here. And I'm also interested to see with Darth Maul, I mean, he's going to be, he's looking like he's going to be able to escape from out of this situation. Dude, that was such an awesome scene of Darth Maul coming down the hallway. It's completely reminiscent of Vader. It's completely reminiscent of Vader in Rogue One. Yep. He's using his Force abilities. And another thing this goes to show is just how powerful a Force user can be. He's going up against clones from the 501st. These are clones from the 501st that he's going through. They can't hit him. They can't bring him down. They can't do anything against him. And he's walking through there using his dark side of the Force, and he's, obliterating these clones. Yeah. What did you think about that scene?
I mean, that scene was cool. I mean, he was just, he cut off the heads with just the, the clones with whatever, the metal or whatever.
Bleeding from the walls.
And then he took an arm off the clone, having him getting closed on the door. I thought, I was like, wow, this is a really, really good, episode. This is really dark. Mm-hmm. And then, and we almost forgot, right before Order 66 is being executed, Darth Maul and Ahsoka can both feel the transaction between Mace Windu, Anakin, and Sidious, and we actually get to hear some voice recording from the movie.
Yeah, that's from the movie. The voice recordings that are used in that are taken straight. It's the dialogue taken straight from episode 3. So that's Hayden Christensen. Yep. That's Mace Windu. That's Ian McDermott. That's the true Anakin. That's the true Mace Windu. That's the true Darth Sidious.
Yep, Sam Jackson, Ian McDermott.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we get to hear that, and both of them feeling the inevitable Anakin's turn to the dark side, turning against Mace Windu, and Sidious killing him. And right after Ahsoka feels that, she tries to go to warn Rex, and then execute Order 66.
Yeah, he's giving a command.
And then we see Rex, say, "Yep, it's going down."
Yeah. No, that was
and then all the clones turn against her, and then we get to see. And you know what? I hope that doesn't happen. We see Jesse in there too, trying to kill her, and I just hope that Rex doesn't kill him later on. But it was great, and then we get to hear some music. That's when we're set Revenge of the Sith 2, when Anakin's on Mustafar after slaughtering the Separatists. We get to hear that, and Dave Filoni has just done a great job piecing this episode with the movie, Revenge of the Sith, and it was a phenomenal job. What about you?
Oh, I love it. I think that, like I said before, especially that episode, every detail is thought out thoroughly. Every detail, every plan. It's almost as if Emperor Palpatine is the one who's in charge of putting this thing together, because everything is coming off flawlessly. Even the music from the opening second of this episode all the way through, the music is perfect. It's ominous. It's foreboding. It's making you feel like the impending doom is upon you. It is perfect. This is a masterpiece. This is a culminative masterpiece that they've put together. It coincides perfectly with the events of Episode 3, and I mean, this is a true work of art by Dave Filoni. This is a true masterpiece, a true Star Wars work of art, cinematic or TV series. I mean, it's a masterpiece. It's done perfectly, done wonderfully. I have no gripes about this episode. I think this was perfect. It just goes to show, when you have some people who are, putting their heart and soul into something, it can come off, off without a hitch. It sounds like you're going to say that you have something that you might...
My little gripe, and maybe this will be done in the next episode. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping. I wish we saw Anakin leading the charge on the Jedi Temple with the rest of the 501st, and him taking on the Jedi Masters in the temple. The movie we didn't get to really see that in the movie. I just wanted to see. We wanted to see true. I mean, the only bits of dark side Anakin in the movie is when he's leading the attack on the temple, and when he's killing the Separatist leaders, and then fighting Obi-Wan. I wish we could have saw just a little bit more.
Let me answer that. I think I might be able to answer that for you. One thing that we do have to remember, even though the Clone Wars can be adapted and can be enjoyed by people of all ages, there's still a huge marketing standpoint for the younger generation, and Anakin is seen as a hero. So we might not, if Anakin is carrying out some of these events against Jedi, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it like this: Disney might not be able to sell as many backpacks and lunch pails if the character is doing some stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I could see that being one reason for maybe not including so much of that particular scene. Because we have to think about it like this: if you want to say each season is 1 year, for 7 years now, we've been seeing Anakin as the hero. He's the hero of the Republic. And it might not go over well with all audiences if you have that scene, taking place on the screen where we're seeing that. Now, seeing Darth Vader in the suit is different than seeing Anakin.
Well, no, not at this point, but I see what you're saying.
Seeing Darth Vader in the suit carries a different weight. It carries a different weight than seeing Clone Wars Anakin. We'd be seeing it would look like Clone Wars Anakin. We might be able to make the correlation that this is Darth Vader, but somebody who's younger might not be able to see that.
Yeah, I see. But other than that, it was one of my favorite episodes. We get to see everything that Sidious has been planning through years and years and years come to fruition, and he systematically eliminated the Jedi.
Yep. Yeah.
His whole plan for the Clone Wars was to basically usurp power from the Republic, to make it more look like a empire, which is what it will become, and to spread the Jedi across the galaxy to systematically kill them while they're being fed into fighting a war, and then basically there's no one standing in your way.
Yeah.
And then they're going to take.
This is years of plotting. The revenge finally is here. You know, it's years and years of plotting. I mean, if you really think about it, all the way back to Darth Bane and the initiation of the Rule of Two, is over 1,000 years worth of plotting, and it finally comes here with the man who's over my shoulder, coming out victorious here in the end. So I'm really looking forward to this final episode. I think that this is going to be, if it's a continuation of this, if it's along these same lines, I cannot wait to see how this thing wraps up. May the 4th, Star Wars Day. I cannot wait. It's tomorrow, folks. It's dropping tomorrow. We're going to be sitting down. We're going to be watching it, and we'll immediately be coming here to talk with you guys about it. And I mean, I can't wait. I'm on the edge of my seat, man. I can't wait.
I know.
I can't wait to see it. All right. Well, hey, we want to thank you guys for tuning into this video. We loved it. We loved this story arc. This is what I think Ludybros and I, this is what we had in mind when we heard that Clone Wars was going to be coming out to continue for this final season. This is the type of content that we had in mind and we were hoping for, and we're glad that Disney's finally delivering.
Hey, hold up, man! Don't let Disney off the hook yet. They have something good. Like I said, this show could have continued a little long. We could have got a little more detail in it. But hey, Disney needs to look at the Clone Wars. They need to look at Mandalorian and say, hey, this is how we need to do things going forward. Not in the sense of but for their live action TV series and their animated series, but for the big movies, big movie productions, they need to do stuff like this and to bring their fans back into balance of the Force. Yeah. Right now, the Force is out of balance with Disney.
Yeah, you're right. Once they get all these things, if they can get all these things on the same boat and moving in the same direction, then Disney will be able to start heading towards wanting to become like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where everything's a home run just about with Marvel. So hopefully Star Wars is going to follow that same pathway. All right, hey, well, we're going to get out of here. We want you guys to be ready. We're going to be dropping it. We're going to be dropping it tomorrow. We're going to get this last episode watched. We're going to be dropping it, and we're going to be ready to bring it to you guys and talk with you about what we're feeling, with this final episode of the final season of the Clone Wars. All right, man. Well, hey, it was good sitting down talking with you about this, and I look forward to tomorrow.